Good day, good day, good day, and welcome to another episode of Drew's Book Reviews. It's the end of June. Summer has started. We're getting into that warm weather. It's time to talk about what did I finish reading in the month of June here on Drew's Book Reviews. This is the June wrap-up coming right up. Alright, let's talk about what did I read in the month of June, and I'd also love to hear from you about what you read in the month of June as well. And as always, don't forget to hit that comment button, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know the routine. Let's talk about the month of June, and I hope you had a great month reading. Overall, I'd say I had a pretty decent month reading myself. I was still quite far behind on my Goodreads goal and challenge, but that's alright. I think I'm at about 25 of 75 books read so far, at the halfway point through the year. But at this point, I think I'm just going to consider that goal a write-off, so to speak. Maybe I should go and actually change the goal. I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about what I read in the month of June, and we will get right into that. So the first two I want to talk about were rereads. As I've mentioned before on the channel, I am in the process of rereading the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind. This is a series that I absolutely loved the first time around that I read it, and I still enjoy it now, albeit I can definitely say that I don't like it as much as I used to, for sure. But overall, I am still enjoying the series as a whole. So I'd finished Faith of the Fallen, which was okay. This one was not bad. It was decent. I'm not even sure where my opinion on a lot of these books is shifting. I know before I might have said 4.5, 5 stars, but now definitely the series seems to be coming in more of a 3.5 star review rating for me. Faith of the Fallen was not bad. Our main characters, Richard and Kaylin, were in the old... Well, Richard was in the old world, Kaylin going to the old world to try and save Richard, essentially, from being captured by the evil sorceress Nikki. And overall, it was decently okay of a book. Not the greatest read, not the worst read, so it was alright. The next book that I finished in the month of June, I just finished this one, was The Pillars of Creation. Now this one, so far, I honestly have to say is probably the worst of the Sword of Truth series so far for me. This one was definitely more of a side quest type story. It really focused in on two characters, which were also children of Dark and Raw, but they are what's described as holes in the world. They are immune to magic, and they have no magic of their own. They are completely and so utterly without the gift that those with the gift can't even sense or see them in the sense with their gift. They can still see them in the physical world, of course, as you and I see each other, but they have no perception of their existence through their gift itself. So they're like blind to the gifted in that sense, and a hole in the world. So it focuses on these two characters, Jensen and Oba, and their contrasting worldviews about who they are and where they came from. And definitely these characters can be interesting to read about, for sure. It was definitely more of a side quest story, essentially. So there was absolutely no engagement, really. Well, I wouldn't say absolutely no. There's very, very little. The whole book left our main characters, Richard and Kaylin, out of the entire story as a whole. Definitely some interesting characters, but I feel like this book would have fit better in the overall Sword of Truth world as a short story instead of a full-length novel. Because really, there wasn't much more to it besides Jensen was good, Oba was bad. That's basically the whole idea behind this story. Not a lot of anything else. So 725 pages to tell a story that probably should have been a short story. Honestly, I gave that one a 2.5 star rating. So I mean, really not the greatest. Next up is probably going to be, I'd have to say, this book is easily by far probably going to make my absolute top favorite reads of the year. In fact, I'm thinking of doing a halfway through the year favorite reads so far type video, but this one for sure is going to be in my top reads of the year, and that is Empire of Silence by Christopher Rocchio. I absolutely loved this book, and I cannot wait to get into the rest of the series. I was just, wow, this one was just so good. easily one of the best reads of the year so far, and probably going to make my top reads of 2023. I don't see how it couldn't at this point. Just this epic scope, the characters, the storyline, everything about it. I just loved this book. It was so well written, so effective. I absolutely loved it. And I've been debating on whether doing a full review on this. I don't have as much time to make videos as I used to, so I'm debating whether to do a full review on this or not. But you know, if you want to see a full video review on this, maybe you can tell me down in the comments. But I absolutely loved this book. Definitely one of my favorite reads of the year so far, hands down, without a doubt. One of the other books I finished here in the month of June was Cursor's Fury by Jim Butcher. So this is one that is the third book in the overall Furies of Calderon book series, which is a book series based in a world with elemental magic. And I have some references to things in this real world, referring to some things as Romanistic or romantic, I guess, essentially referencing kind of like Roman Empire type things. It's elemental magic, so you got your earth furies, your water furies, your wind furies, that kind of thing. So elemental magic is built within this world. And overall, this is where the series seems to really pick up and really get interesting and really get good. And I am really enjoying it so far. There's more battle sequences. We see our characters that are coming more into the roles much more effectively. And the plot, as it progresses, just kind of speeds up. And I was just hooked. I absolutely loved reading this. I did not want to put it down when I had to. I just didn't. It was just so good, so good. Really enjoying this, and I cannot wait for the rest of the series as well to finish that up, just because that one is so good. And the last book on this list for books that I finished reading in the month of June, the one that I was going to do a viewer's choice read on back in March, and I got the Better Late Than Never viewer's choice review up on the channel, so go check that out, and that'll be on Malice. So this is one that I've heard so much about this series on the on BookTube and Bookstagram and Discord, and basically everywhere. I've heard really good things about this series by John Gwynne. This one, however, did not quite meet the expectations as far as how great and amazing and wonderful this book was going to be. I ended up giving it about 3.5 stars. Not a lot in the way of good characterization from where I'm coming from. So I really didn't connect with much of the characters at all, except for a few. You'll have to go check out the review on this book. I'll have that linked to the cards or down below, somewhere in there. But anyway, check out my review for my full thoughts on this. Overall, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. But I've heard it just gets better from here. So I definitely look forward to picking up the rest of the series and reading that eventually. So there you have it. There is what I read in the month of June and completed in the month of June. I look forward to hearing your thoughts down below on how did your month of June in reading go. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know down below. Join me on my Discord. We can chat about it there as well. And I look forward to hearing from you. And yeah, there you have it. There is my June wrap up for what I read. Thank you so much for watching. And like, comment, subscribe. You know the whole routine. And until next time, keep on reading. Bye.